And Caroline and I will have a quick conversation for all of you today, but she is going to start with a little bit of background about who she is and where she comes from. So, take it
Yeah.
away.
So thank you so much again, Amy and the Venn Cafe family for inviting me to speak about Curly Girl as well as just my story in the CPG market and e-commerce space. So my name is Caroline Jean Baptiste and I founded Curly Girl. Curly Girl is a natural hair care venture that caters to coilier textures. So folks with type 4 hair that looks like mine with our organic and plant-based products. We've been in the marketplace since 2018 and we've been totally direct to consumer. So we are a digitally native vertical brand, and we really pride ourselves on the fact that we've been able to um, make connections to community, and that community being primarily Black women with coilier hair that are just looking to really embrace their natural coils through the online space. So yeah, I always say I started Curly Girl, or its genesis really came out of my college dorm room. After studying abroad in Senegal, I just started making products for myself and for my friends. And then that grew to my family and church members, and then starting my own e commerce platform in 2018. I remember, that winter of 2017 being a really funny and stressful one because, I was like on chat logs, like trying to figure out simple coding and meeting other DTC brands and being like, whoa, like this is really difficult but cool, and just really learning how to build a virtual space. So what I can say to everyone who's here, whether you're new in the e-commerce space or you've been doing this for a little bit like myself, is that what you're building is really special. What you're building, honestly, is the same experience you have when you walk into a retail corner store. And that ultimately is one where you want to feel like you belong, that people in the space respect you, and that they really are catering to your need, right? A lot of folks, they downplay the CPG market. They're like, it's just like products and buying and thinking that you just want things, but it really caters to the needs of folks. So that's where I'll leave it off here.
Sorry, I did not unmute myself. I like always in 2020. So can we talk a little bit about your journey and how you got started? I know you said you started in your dorm room, but did you always
Yeah.
see yourself as an entrepreneur? Is this goal?
No, not at all. So I actually studied abroad in Senegal. Yeah, I studied political science and Africana studies, and I was on a law track. I really wanted to be an attorney, and then my senior year of undergrad, I took an entrepreneurship and business course by a very beloved Brown professor, Barrett Hazeltine. I actually ended up just finding out over the fall that he actually created the pull socket, which is cool. Like really, actually, he's a genius. So I um I did really well in the class. I actually aced the course, and I'll never forget it. During like towards the end of the class, he's like, "You're really smart. You really have a good, keen sense of judgment." And I just for like taste, you could be like a businesswoman one day. And I think I always tell this story because, my whole life, folks have been telling me that I'm smart and I'm gonna be an attorney. I'm gonna do all these great things, but he might have been one of the few people in my life that told me I can do and be anything when he told me I could be a businesswoman. But I was really off of it. I was just like, no, I'm just gonna like go to law school. And I was still making products, and I was still just hanging out with my friends talking about hair care. And that eventually just grew to having an email list and really in a really green way, creating like a membership club with our products. And then I launched the online platform in 2018.
Excellent. Awesome. Can you talk a little bit about the product itself? What's the science behind Curly Girl?
Yeah. So our products are 100% organic and 100% plant-based. I like to pride the fact that we are a beauty company based on botanical and plant science. So we know that, with Afro-textured hair that is type 3, type 4, that there's just like a higher lipid content in your keratin structure. And so those types of hair needs a lot of monosaturated fats, a lot of good things found in plants that aren't typically found in mainstream hair products at all, even the ones that do cater to folks with Afro-textured hair. So after doing a good, like between my sophomore year of college and launching the online platform, I spent a good solid 3 years just doing a lot of research. I just launched a full product line.
Awesome. So Sharice had a question, and we talked about this a little bit on our pre-call yesterday, but she also has a hair care product line that she sells. So who do you use to make more product, or how do you create more product as you go about? What's your process? Kind of.
Yeah. So we're a small batch, and so we make everything within our home base in Massachusetts. What I can say is that just for folks that are looking to scale and really streamline their supply chain, we are all in the same boat. Whether you have an MOQ of 10 or 10,000, we are all trying to find, easier ways to get our beloved product out to the consumer. I guess the way that we do things is that I've kind of backdated things because of COVID. So I've really just been taking time with stuff to really maintain the health and safety of folks. I'm immunocompromised, but my regular schedule is really just trying to get product within 3 to 5 business days of folks purchasing. And yeah.
How much stock do you keep on hand in general? Do you have like a shelf full? Do you have, closets full? Like what's the kind of ratio?
Yeah. So in terms of our packaging, we have already like just I guess a shelf full of packaging. We have all of that pre-ordered. Our product is private label, and I really pride the fact that we use very few preservatives, and all the preservatives we do use are Cosmos certified, so they're super, super green. And so our shelf life is pretty low. We have our highest shelf life being, I think, 2 to 4 months, and then our lowest shelf life being around a month.
Excellent. Okay.
Yeah.
And then kind of since switching gears a little bit from the product itself to the e-commerce side, how did you go about creating your website? Like, where did you start? What does it look like now? What are you looking to do in the next year? Like, how's that going for you?
Yeah. Oh my God. My first website, when I think about it, like, ugh, so embarrassing. It looked like a blog, which I guess, like, at the time I was like, yeah, like, this is so beautiful. But really, like, when you are designing a website, you really should be looking at it from the vantage point of your consumer and their need, right? So always placing the product first, having that landing page website like style. I remember like I did a business boot camp last summer that was really impactful for me. And somebody mentioned that like they basically all they do is go on Kylie Cosmetics all the time because they're in skincare, and they just look at what Kylie Cosmetics is doing. And I was just like, why would you do that? And they would say like, if you want to be a billionaire, you want to think like one. And I'm like, whoa, that's so true. So for me, we really pride ourselves on the fact that we are organic and plant-based. We're giving you the best product. And we think that our products are going to be not only healthy for your hair, but healthy for your body and healthy for your perception on your beauty. And so I spend all my time looking at like the vitamin curated experience. I really want folks when they use KerlyGirl to know that they're nourishing their scalp and their body.
Yeah, obvious. Yeah, that's amazing. Excellent. Kind of going off the relationship and how you're kind of building relationships with other people, we know that mentoring is incredibly crucial to business. as you've developed your product and your business, what have you learned along the way from mentors, and what are you still learning? And then what have you been able to share with other entrepreneurs who are younger or less experienced or kind of just starting out?
Yeah. I mean, so I know that probably the first half of this e-commerce panel has been lovely folks like Toonie and the folks in Shopify showing you and telling you how to create an e-commerce platform. So if, I can leave any lasting thoughts, is that really just do it, like just do it. If there's anything that COVID has instilled in me, is that it's really allowed me to reinvigorate my passion for why I'm doing KerlyGirl and how important it is that, Black women and femmes have this type of brand representation of healthiness and happiness with their hair. There's a lot of just like, there's a lot of things happening in the Black community that can just really make you sad, perpetually sad. And also that folks do deserve just healthier products as a whole. So whatever that gut feeling you have, that's like, I want to serve and give this to folks, just always stay tied to that.
Excellent. And then kind of off the same base, I know we have only 3 minutes left. I want to ask you 3 more questions. So the first one is, are you currently taking part in any mentoring programs, either as a mentee or a mentor or both?
Yeah, so I'm a part of VMS. I'm privately mentored by a lot of great folks within the Rhode Island ecosystem. And I mentor for the Breakthrough Lab at Brown University and their Women's Launchpad. So I like to say that, I'm giving and I'm receiving a lot from the Rhode Island ecosystem. I'm so glad to be a part of the Rhode Island ecosystem. As a young entrepreneur, I think it's a really interesting time, and there's a lot of scary rhetoric on what will be the future of small businesses. But if there's one thing that Rhode Island has really landed, is community and accountability, and folks really feel accountable to each other and bettering the ecosystem. And so, yeah, I think it's a great time to start a venture or hold on to your venture.
Definitely. And Charisse, you and I must be channeling the same list of questions, because Charisse's question is, how do you stick out in a hair care world full of hair care products? And I want to add on to that my question of, how are you reaching new audiences? So what are you doing to kind of differentiate yourself and stick out?
Yeah, so right now we're actually, we just finished the heels off our package rebrand, and right now we're on the heels of rebranding our just D2C website. So it's gonna look different come late January, early February. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, we have a lot of exciting things to relaunch our new look for the top of 2021. And we're just so excited to show folks what our vision, not only for KerlyGirl is, but for Black beauty, and just really bridging the gap between health and Black beauty for our consumers.
Wow. What an amazing goal for 2021. Let's take it out just a little bit longer. Where do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years? What's the
Oh my God. Hopefully in a COVID-free world. But I guess less broadly, I think in 5 to 10 years, I really see KerlyGirl as a vanguard for Black beauty and health conscious oriented brands. I love to see our vision match our growth, and so that we are beyond just a regional brand and a regional name within the Rhode Island ecosystem, but a national brand and a national name. And I always say that, I would have loved to see the brand and vision that I have for KerlyGirl as a child. And so I want to, of course, spread that vision, so that way folks a 5-year-old somewhere who's dark-skinned, coily-haired, sees the representation of herself and sees that she can have beautiful hair too.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. Thank you so much, Caroline, for joining us today and for sharing your
No
story.
worries. Thank you for having me.